Someone asked in the comments, why does God talk to you? I am an avatar of God, the Arcturians, Muhammad and Aisha, Krishna and Radha, and Matthew and Joan of Arc.
Aliens try communicating. Humans are too dumb to notice.
Support the making of a movie about Prophet Muhammad and Aisha.
Greetings from the Arcturians. I want to say, and we want to say, congratulations to U.S. President-elect Donald Trump and the First Lady Melania Trump. And of course, congratulations to President Donald Trump for winning the 2024 U.S. presidential elections. And of course, you are now the president-elect. And also, I've got another message for you that I've been meaning to deliver, but, well, I guess life, and life happens. This is actually as good a time as any. Actually, this is the perfect time for this kind of message to come out and to be delivered to you both. Donald Trump and Melania Trump. I mean, I've already told Donald Trump that he is an Arcturian and he's also part of the 144,000 mentioned in the Bible. But Melania Trump, you are also an Arcturian and you are also part of the 144,000 mentioned in the Bible. And both of you are twin flames at the soul level. Okay? And of course, a power couple. A powerhouse. Now, before I get on with the rest of this message, I want to share a little something from an email I received from someone in my audience. And she's a regular. So, I'm not going to share the whole email because that's between me and her. I mean, I know what to share and what not to share in public. But anyway, and this is from Detroit. She says, in her email to me, she says, "Hi, I thought about you during this election time because of the prophecy you made about Trump." And then she goes on to say, "The only reason I voted for Trump is because of you." Right, so I see. So that's all I want to share from her email to me. And the rest of her email is between me and her. And she sent me this email on Tuesday, 5th of November 2024. That was the election day in the US. Wow. I was surprised to know that you voted for Donald Trump just because of me and because of the prophecy I made about Trump. Well, I was a bit surprised to know that, but thank you very much for letting me know because, this helps me keep going with this work, is to hear from someone who's been watching me for a long time and has been supporting me and showing your support in public, even, in my comment section, and you've been emailing me from time to time as well, So thank you very much for letting me know that. I highly appreciate it. Um, I'm grateful. And please know that you voted for the right person when you voted for Donald Trump. And the prophecy I made about Trump winning, the 2024 elections or the next elections, it takes me back to 2020, December 2020 to be exact, because that's when I received that download or that vision or that prophecy, or that dream message, which was a prophecy about Donald Trump winning this 2024 election. And then I mentioned it briefly in a couple of, no, not a couple of, in one of my 2022 videos, which I am going to share here. I'm going to add, a couple of videos from 2022 to this video now in 2024 after the 2024 elections just happened, and my prophecy on Donald Trump has been fulfilled. It has come true. And of course, I was talking about it a little bit and I was mentioning it briefly, in some videos during this year as well in 2024. But, this actually takes me back, all the way back to December 2020, when I actually received that dream message, that download, that vision, that prophecy, because that is when I actually received the prophecy. And now, from 2020 to 2024, that's like, 4 years later, that this has actually happened, or that prophecy has actually come true, and that prophecy has been fulfilled. And going back to 2022, because I did two videos on Donald Trump in 2022, part 1 and part 2, which I'm actually thinking of adding those to this video. So, people who may be interested in watching those videos from me, then they can just watch those videos here with this new video. But in 2022, when I was mentioning it, I was actually being hesitant and and being hesitant in even mentioning it or saying anything about it, because at that time it was something new to me. We're going back to 2020 here, and at that time this prophecy thing was kind of something new to me, or at least for this human avatar of my soul. And so I was a bit hesitant in even mentioning it, in even saying anything about it, and you will see that hesitation when I share that video clip from 2022 in this video, or when I add that particular video clip from 2022 to this video. But but I guess that was just natural, for me to be hesitant, because I was like, I don't know if this if this prophecy is gonna come true or not, or I wasn't sure at that time, right? Um, but hey, it actually has come true. It actually has been fulfilled. So thank you, Detroit, for your email and for you voting for Donald Trump because of me and my prophecy that I made on, you know, Donald Trump and him winning in the next elections in 2024, which has happened. That prophecy has come true. That prophecy has been fulfilled on Donald Trump's life. So thank you very much for your email and, you voting for him just because of me and my prophecy on him, and also for the acknowledgement. You know, it means a lot to me that you're actually someone who's acknowledging that. And you are the only person still who's given me that acknowledgement that, oh, yeah, you prophesied about Donald Trump winning the elections and becoming US president again, and you know and here we are. That prophecy has come true and it's been fulfilled, and as I said, you giving me that acknowledgement, it means a lot to me. And even now, you know I've been doing this work for 6 years now. uh, you know on my old YouTube channel that was taken down maliciously, and then on this new YouTube channel since last year, since 2023. So it's been 6 years for me doing this work, and that acknowledgement from you means a lot to me. And you're still the only person who's acknowledging me for anything, you know, even now, when I've been doing this work for years. But as I said, thank you very much for your acknowledgement. It means a lot to me. And I do appreciate it a lot too. Oh, and I'm just remembering something that I want to say to Donald Trump, President Trump, I should say now, Mr. President, I should say. I've been just kind of, glancing at the news highlights, and you've been saying that you are going to stop wars. Uh, Good. I agree. We agree. Yes. You know, it's time we stopped wars. It's time to stop wars, especially unnecessary wars. Wars that are not even necessary. It's time to stop wars. It was good to hear that from you, Mr. President. So, just quickly regarding the prophecy that I received in December 2020, I mean, it was shown to me that, both Joe Biden and Donald Trump will become presidents, or will be announced presidents. And back in 2020, I was like, what? What was that? What does that mean? I was gobsmacked. Like, I didn't even really even understand what I was being given back in 2020. Um, like at the time, I didn't even really understand that dream message, that download, that vision, that prophecy. But then, fast forward to 2022 when I made that video, or I actually made two videos because it's part one and part two. But as I said, I'm going to put them together in this video and add them to this video. So it'll just become, one video for people to watch, whoever and however many people would be interested in watching those videos from 2022 from me too with this video in 2024. But anyway, so yeah, at the time I was like, what are you trying to tell me? Like, I was trying to figure it out. And then, fast forward to 2022 when I am mentioning my dream message and this prophecy in one of my 2022 videos. And I'll share that quick little clip here after this. So you'll see. So, I was like, okay. But then by 2022, I was starting to understand it a bit, because by then, obviously, Joe Biden was already in office. He was already president. So, half of that dream message or download or vision or prophecy had already come true by, Joe Biden being announced as president and Joe Biden being the US president, right? And now, fast forward to 2024, the rest of the half of that prophecy has come true now and has been fulfilled now, where I was shown that Donald Trump will be announced and, will become the US president again. So, but at the time I wasn't sure what I was being shown. It was unclear to me. But as, things have played out since 2020 and then 2022 into, fast forward into 2024, now that prophecy is making complete sense to me. Now it's clear that, that's what I was shown. I was shown the future, and I was shown that, both Joe Biden and Donald Trump will be announced as presidents. And that's exactly what has happened. And that's exactly how things have played out since 2020, since I received that prophecy. Joe Biden became president of the United States first, and now Donald Trump has become president of the United States again, exactly as I was shown in my dream download vision prophecy. I mean, it's played out exactly as I was shown. Okay, now I'm gonna share the short video clip from my 2022 video where I'm mentioning, my dream message, my vision, which was a prophecy, and just me mentioning that. And then I'm gonna add, those two videos, part one and part two, to this video as well. And whoever is interested in watching the whole thing, then, you can catch up on it, or you can watch the whole thing here in this video and with this video. And of course, the whole videos is not about me talking about the prophecy. No, it's me talking about Donald Trump and, me responding to a comment that was left on my channel back in 2022 regarding Donald Trump. But it's still, interesting, and whoever will be interested, you will learn something. So, whoever is interested, you should watch the whole video. Like, all of it put together in this video. I'm kind of hesitant to say this at this point, but you know what? If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't matter. Because as I said, we are living in a free will world. Humans have free will. So, energy can change. But in one of my dreams, Spirit, God, Spirit, Holy Spirit, whatever label you want to put on that energy or universal force, they showed me that Joe Biden and Donald Trump will both be announced presidents. And at the time, I was gobsmacked. I was like, how is that possible? Like, what does that mean? But you know what? As the time is passing, perhaps that dream message is beginning to make more sense to me, even though, as I said, I do not follow politics at all from any country. And I'm not following what's happening in American politics either. But is there a potential of Donald Trump returning to office and becoming president again? Sure. As I said, I was shown by God, by Holy Spirit, that Joe Biden and Donald Trump will both be announced presidents. And as I said, at the time, that dream message did not make much sense to me. But as the time is passing, maybe I am maybe it is beginning to make a little bit of sense to me now, because yeah, there is a potential of Donald Trump returning to office. And then if Donald Trump does return to office and become president again, then the dream message that I received from God, from Holy Spirit, would actually come true, because that would mean that Joe Biden has been announced president, and Donald Trump returning to the office would mean that Donald Trump would be announced president as well, which would mean that, yes, they both would have been announced as presidents, or I'm struggling to find my words here, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to say here. Like, Joe Biden is president right now, so he's already been announced president. And now if Donald Trump returns to office, then he will be announced president as well. And that Donald Trump may return to office and become president again. And then even in that sense, the dream message that I received, that they both will be presidents, would come true. I hope that's clear. I don't think I want to say anything more on that. Because as I said, there is a potential of Donald Trump returning and becoming president again and returning to office. Because that's what my dream message showed me. So yes, there is a potential of Donald Trump returning to office. You know, I just received another comment under one of my videos, and I was wondering if I should address it at all or if I should just delete it and forget about it. But I'm going to try and address it a little bit. It's under this video of mine titled Revelation 12, Bible Prophecy Fulfilled, Astrological Alignment, Great Sign in Heaven, End Times, Judgment or Judgment Day. It's from LD Fox 11. It's saying, or he's saying, the women will flee into the wilderness for 3.5 years. And then he's put in brackets the church. It's a warning to get ready. Trump becomes president, and the same week a supermoon. This sign. Then Trump is removed from office. Then in brackets he's written the head that wounded as if by a sword. Then Trump will return to office. Then in brackets he's written the head is healed of the wound. And after returning to office, he will start the mark of the beast. Calculate the name Donald J. Trump. It adds up to 888, the number of Christ, but he is the false Christ. Many have hope in the rapture, not in Yeshua. The true church will hide until Jesus returns to Jerusalem. Those who try to stay in the world and keep their possessions will go into captivity, and those who try to defend themselves with weapons will be killed. Revelation 13, 9 to 10. 9, if any man have an ear, let him hear. 10, or Revelations 10, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. The rapture hope is a false teaching. The saints must endure to the end. The church must be purified before Yeshua returns. You must be asleep, and or you don't know what you're talking about. I'm not going to address every single point in here because unlike you, when I don't know about something, I am able to say, hey, you know what? I don't know. I am humble enough to say, I don't know. What I don't know, I don't know. And there's, something in this comment that I'm not going to address at this point because I have not looked into it myself at this point. And I have not asked God, Holy Spirit, my spirit guides, about the truth of it. So I'm not even going to go there at this point. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to say anything about it. But there are a few things here that I am in the position of addressing at this point. About President Donald Trump. What? You're calling him the false Christ, and you're saying he will start the mark of the beast, and you're calling him the false Christ. You have no idea who he is. At the soul level, we're not talking about his human and what he's playing out in this third, fourth dimensional, lower world or lower realm on planet Earth. And you know, the number 888, you're saying it's the number of Christ. Okay, never mind that. Yeah, because that's a positive. I don't know about politics. I don't care about politics, so I don't really, look into politics until and unless I have a good reason to. So I don't know what's going on with American politics. The last time I heard anything about it, it was because I received a dream from God, from Spirit, about Donald Trump. And I think it's a dream of the future. So it was a prophetic dream. And you know what? I know how Donald Trump appears to be when it comes to the third dimensional, fourth dimensional world on planet Earth and the world of humans. And he's not perfect. But then when it comes to humans, who is perfect? Who is perfect? Humans are not perfect. So, when it comes to Donald Trump, he may not be a perfect human or on the human level, but when it comes to his soul, he is one of the 144,000, like I am. And that is Donald Trump's truth at the soul level. And on the human level, he is playing whatever role he is playing here on planet Earth, being whatever, President of the United States. That's his human role that he's playing out. And I don't care if anyone's going to believe me when I say that Trump is one of the 144,000. I don't need anyone's approval on that, because that message came through to me directly from God, from Spirit. And then it was actually confirmed by one of Lori Ladd's videos. Let me show you which video from Lori Ladd that is. Here on YouTube. Lori Ladd, that's her name and that's her YouTube channel's name here. And this video is titled, "Is Trump a Light Worker?" Now, whoever is interested in checking out this video from Lori Ladd, go ahead. This came out on the 12th of August 2020. And when she did this video, it actually showed up on my YouTube feed, because my spirit guides do that. They would put videos on my YouTube feed for me to watch because they want me to watch that video, and they will intuitively nudge me to watch a video. Like I will, get intuitive nudge Like I'll get intuitive nudges from my spirit guides to, okay, please watch this video. You need to watch this video. And when I did watch this video from her, I was like, wow, okay, that's confirmation of something that I already knew, because I had already been given the same message about Donald Trump before Lori Ladd's video came out. And for me, this was just a confirmation of the message that I received from God, from Holy Spirit, from my spirit guides about Donald Trump. That yes, at the soul level, he is one of the 144,000, like I am. And that was, of course, that was one of the reasons why, I would receive that message, because I am one of the 144,000 myself. And not just Donald Trump. I also received the same message about UK's Prime Minister Boris Johnson. He is one of the 144,000 as well. And I know how he looks like on here, on 3D, 4D, planet Earth world. He's not perfect either in his human self. But he's playing out his human role as well. The role he, signed up to play. And if he's not, if he's not a perfect human being either, then again, who is? That does not change what both of these guys are at the soul level. At the soul level, they are part of the 144,000. They may not be perfect on the human level, but then again, who is? But they are playing out their human roles here on planet Earth. And I was also told that Imran Khan, Prime Minister of Pakistan, Imran Khan is also one of the 144,000. And people from all over the world may look at him and again, they would be like, what? But then again, even he is, on the human level, even he is playing out his human role in the sense that he needs to. That's the problem. Humans will look at someone like me and they will have no idea who or what we are at the soul level, because they are only looking on the surface. Because they are only looking at our human self. They have no idea who or what we are at the soul level. And so they go ahead and make assumptions and presumptions, like you are. Let me go back to that, to your comment. Let me assure you and everyone else, Donald Trump is not the false Christ. And he's got nothing to do with the mark of the beast either. Now, you're saying something about Jesus returning to Jerusalem. Right. Yeah, Jesus has returned already. And what are you saying? You're still waiting on his returning? because you don't know, right? So you're still waiting on Jesus returning, and you're saying that Jesus will return to Jerusalem, or whatever. How have you written it? The true church will, whatever that word is, hind or hind, until Jesus returns to Jerusalem. What else are you saying about that? The church must be purified before Yeshua returns. Again, I've been saying this in my previous videos. Yeshua, Jesus, who is Isa for Muslims, has already returned. But people like you have no clue. You're still waiting on his return or on his second coming. He has already returned. And no, he has not returned to Jerusalem. He's returned to Australia. And with Mary Magdalene. And yes, he is, or they are, the true soul fractals of Jesus and Mary Magdalene. They are the real deal. He is not the false Jesus or the false Christ. He is the real deal. But how would you know that? Right? Because you're not connected to God. You're not connected to spirit. Like I am. What else here that I can address at this point? Those who try to stay in the world and keep their possessions will go into captivity. Yeah, you're right about that. And that would be their karma. And if you don't know what karma is, well then, I don't know, maybe go educate yourself, please. Or actually, since it seems like you're a Christian because you're quoting the Bible, how is karma described in the Bible? It's described as you sow, so shall you reap. That is karma described in the Bible. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Same thing. I've just addressed it. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. That's about karma, or, as you sow, so shall you reap in the Bible. That sort of thing is about that. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. The saints must endure to the end. What do you know? What do you know about the saints? And yes, what the Bible is saying about the saints must endure to the end. Yes. Unfortunately, we saints have to endure to the end. I am a saint at the soul level. But if I told you, or someone like you, or even humans in general, oh, you know what, I am a saint at the soul level, you're not going to believe me, are you? You're just going to be like, what? She's crazy. She's crazy. Oh, she thinks she's a saint? She's crazy. What do you know about saints? And when saints descend into human form, and then they have to live like humans on planet Earth, in the physical world, in a physical body. And, we may be saints at the soul level, but when we come into human form and we have to live in this human world, in this physical world, don't expect us to be perfect, because we are not perfect in our human forms. We cannot be perfect in our human forms. It's because of the duality and the polarity playing out in this place on planet Earth. Because it's a world of duality and polarity. It's a world of both light and darkness. So even if, we tried to be perfect, we could not, because you just cannot. Not when you're living in a world of duality, polarity, in a world where both light and darkness is playing out. No one can be perfect here in this kind of world. Not even the saints, not even the 144,000. And we are not asked to be perfect either. Because when we come into our human form, then we have to be human. Or, we have that human aspect to us as well, which is not perfect. And even if we tried to be perfect, it's just not possible in a world where both light and darkness is playing out. It would have been possible if, we were living in higher realms, which would be heaven or heavens in biblical terms. But no, this is not heaven. This is both heaven and hell, actually. But this is not heaven. There is hell playing out here as well. So, even us saints cannot be perfect when we come down here in human form, or when we have to descend and take on a human form or take on human form. I don't know if that's making any sense to you or anyone else who may end up watching this video, but I have to say what I have to say. I have to say, what the truth is. I have to speak my truth. Whether anyone likes it or not, whether anyone understands it or not, if you're not understanding what I'm saying, then you're just not at that level where you're able to understand what I'm saying. And I guess that's not your fault, and that's not my fault either. It just is what it is. The truth is what the truth is. And the truth is not always perfect. The truth is just the truth. I'm kind of hesitant at this point to address this point where you say, then Trump will return to office, because of the prophetic dream message that I received from God, from Holy Spirit, from my spirit guides, from my star ancestors. And I'm kind of hesitant to say this at this point, but in one of my dreams, Spirit, God, Spirit, Holy Spirit, whatever label you want to put on that energy or universal force, they showed me that Joe Biden and Donald Trump will both be announced presidents. And at the time I was gobsmacked. I was like, how is that possible? Like, what does that mean? But you know what? As the time is passing, perhaps that dream message is beginning to make more sense to me, even though, as I said, I do not follow politics at all from any country. And I'm not following what's happening in American politics either. But is there a potential of Donald Trump returning to office and becoming president again? Sure. As I said, I was shown by God, by Holy Spirit, that Joe Biden and Donald Trump will both be announced presidents. And as I said at the time, that dream message did not make much sense to me. But as the time is passing, maybe it is beginning to make a little bit of sense to me now, because yeah, there is a potential of Donald Trump returning to office. And then if Donald Trump does return to office and become president again, then the dream message that I received from God, from Holy Spirit, would actually come true, because that would mean that Joe Biden has been announced president, and Donald Trump returning to the office would mean that Donald Trump would be announced president as well. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say here. Like, Joe Biden is president right now, so he's already been announced president. And now if Donald Trump returns to office, then he will be announced president as well. And then even in that sense, the dream message that I received, that they both will be presidents, would come true. I hope that's clear. I don't think I want to say anything more on that, because as I said, there is a potential of Donald Trump returning and becoming president again and returning to office, because that's what my dream message showed me. So yes, there is a potential of Donald Trump returning to office. But where you're saying that he will return to office, and after returning to office he will start the mark of the beast because he is the false Christ, I don't know where that's coming from. That's just, can I just say, that's just BS. And if you want to believe in BS, go ahead. It's your free will choice. Is there anything else here that I want to address? I don't think so. I think I'm done with this comment. I've addressed whatever I needed to address from this comment, or from the things said in this comment. Yeah. So I don't care if you're gonna agree with me or not. I don't care if you're gonna believe me or not in terms of whatever I've said. I don't need your approval. I don't need anybody's approval. When God and Holy Spirit tells me something, I trust that. I don't need to trust in what humans are telling me or saying to me. I trust what God and Holy Spirit is saying to me and is telling me. Because God and Holy Spirit knows what's going on and what's coming in the future. Humans don't. And humans don't even understand. I mean, I can tell from your comment that you're going on about all these things. I mean, conspiracy theories is coming to my mind. Like, you have no clue what's going on here. And you're just misinterpreting things, even from the Bible. So, take it or leave it. It doesn't matter to me. And as I said, it doesn't matter to me if you're going to believe anything I'm saying here or not. It doesn't matter to me. You can take it or leave it. That's it. There is no action without drama. Seems like sometimes we only take action or do something that's needed and necessary when, or only when, there is drama. I think I had a little bit of drama that happened on my channel yesterday. Not that I was too surprised. I was expecting that sort of thing to happen. And, I've been getting warnings from my spirit guides that there will be people and even false prophets that would come against me, to discredit me or to make me look bad or ruin my reputation and that sort of thing. Or just to even try and confuse me, or even just to give me a hard time, just for the hell of it. I realize and I understand that there will be people coming to me who actually want good and genuine guidance and help. But then there will also be people coming to my channel and leaving stupid comments, basically, just because they want to create drama, or they want to create beef, or they have some sort of beef with me, or just because they think that they know better and that they know it all. The know-it-alls of this world. Or even just the ones who think that, oh, I know better than her. Or just because they think they know better. And I'm someone, sitting here always thinking about how much is out there that I don't know. I am always humbling myself, thinking there is so much out there in the universe, in the multiverse, about everything, about God, about the universe, about just everything that I don't know. But obviously, these kind of people who think that they know it all or that they know better obviously have a different thinking process than I do, because they are so damn stuck in their ego that they think that they know it all and that they know better. So I have a few things on my mind, and I want to share my thoughts on that. And on what happened yesterday with someone leaving a comment under one of my videos and quoting the Bible and saying negative things about Donald Trump. And, I've been thinking about this person and the comment and comments he left. And then I was thinking about everything he wrote in his comment, and I was reflecting on it, and I was like, you know what? Whatever he wrote in the comment, first of all, whatever video he left that comment on or wrote that comment under, like those things were not even mentioned in that video of mine. He was just talking about things that were not even connected to my video. And then, he was writing, or he had written his comment in a way that was just so like all over the place. Like almost like even he didn't know what he was writing. Like it was so like, what's the word? All over the place. Like just quoting things from the Bible and then throwing Donald Trump into it and mentioning Yeshua and Jesus. And and then mentioning other things and mentioning saints, and it was just, yeah, it was just like so many like different things just thrown in. It was like all over the place. Like, just imagine what kind of a mind state that person would be in if they cannot even really put an intelligent comment together. And when I answered this person's comment in my video reply, and of course I shared it on my channel as well. I do that because others can learn from it too. And then this person came back at me with the reply saying, oh, God and Holy Spirit showed him whatever they showed him about Donald Trump. But by that time, I had already figured out that there was something wrong with this person. Because in his first comment, he did not realize that he was contradicting himself. And I'll tell you where he was contradicting himself. Because I still remember his comment and what he said in his comment. He said that Donald J. Trump, his name, Donald J. Trump's name, comes to a 888, 888, 888. And that is the number of Christ. Now he's talking about numerology there. He says that, first he says that Donald J. Trump's name comes to a 888, and that is the number of Christ. But then he goes on to say, oh, but he is a false Christ, or that he is the false Christ. Do you see the contradiction here? I bet he did not realize that he was contradicting himself there. And that is the kind of thing I'm talking about with these kind of people. If in numerology, Donald J. Trump's name is coming to a 888 and it is the number of Christ, then how can you say that he is the false Christ? Because then you're making numerology out to be wrong. Then you're saying that numerology is wrong, or that numerology is lying. How can numerology and numbers lie? Human beings, and especially misguided human beings like this commenter, can lie because they're misguided and because they just want to lie. They just, it's just one of their traits. They're liars. But numbers do not lie. Numbers cannot lie. So, he was being contradictory, saying that, oh, numerology is wrong or numerology is lying, when that's just not possible. And so if in numerology, Donald J. Trump's name is coming to a 888 and it is the number of Christ, then him saying that he is the false Christ is just, it's contradictory, and it's mind-boggling to me that, he could not realize his own error or his own contradiction that he was making there with that comment or with saying that. Numerology is just proving the truth of Donald J. Trump. And the truth of Donald J. Trump is that he is of Christ. And that he is one of the 144,000. But it's people like this commenter who wants to make him into the false Christ or whatever. Because they have their own prejudices against him, and or they are the devil's minions. They are the agents of the devil who are doing this on purpose, because that's what the devil and the devil's minions do to us who are part of the 144,000. There's a spiritual warfare going on when it comes to the 144,000. Most people don't understand that. Most people are not even aware of it because we are the ones who are dealing with it. We are the ones who are going through it. And then he comes back and tells me, oh, God and Holy Spirit showed me too about Donald Trump. And I'm like, yeah. Which God? The God of darkness and the devil and dark spirits, not the Holy Spirit, but dark spirits is what you're playing with. Because as I said, by that time I had sussed him out. He was a false prophet. And who are false prophets? False prophets pretend to be of God, pretend to be talking to God or connected with God. But it is the God of darkness. It is the devil. It is the dark spirits that they are getting their messages from. And as I always keep saying, people need to have discernment between who are the real and true prophets and prophetesses of God and the God of light, and who are the false prophets and prophetesses of the God of darkness or the devil. Prophet Elijah's story in the Bible comes to mind, where he went against the false prophets of Baal. And who is Baal in the Bible? Baal is a god of darkness. Baal is a devil. And then I actually received another comment after that, which I deleted because I was like, you know what, I've had enough for today. I don't want to deal with any more of it today. But since it's been on my mind, I thought maybe I'll address it today. So this is the comment that came through from another account. This is the comment I deleted yesterday. It came through and I deleted it yesterday, but it's still here in my notifications. So I'm just sharing it. Some J. Angelo commented, God told me through prayer that Trump would be judged on earth before being cast down to hell for his hate and lies. God bless. Really? Really? This person obviously has no idea that at this time, like I've been saying this in my videos, since 2020, that all of us are going through Judgment Day. So all of us here on earth are going through judgment right now, or for the last few years, since 2019, 2020 at least. Coming back to this comment, when it comes to this person saying Donald Trump being judged on earth, as I said, the times we are going through is the end times, which is also the judgment day, judgment times. That's how it's been referred to in the mainstream religions. And for Jews and Christians, and for Muslims, it's the time of Qiyamah or Qayamat that we've been going through and are still in it. It's not just a day long. Obviously, it's longer than a day. And, you know, this person saying that Donald Trump being judged on earth, this person has no idea that it's not just Donald Trump that is being judged on earth. We are all being judged on earth. Everyone who is on planet earth right now is being judged on earth. It's not just Donald J. Trump. It's all of us. That's why we are all here on planet earth at this time, or during these times that have been referred to as end times, or judgment times, or judgment day, or qiyamah or qayamat for Muslims. But how would people like him or her know that? Because someone like him is not a true prophet or prophetess of God. So they have not gotten the message that, oh, you know what? We've all been going through end times and judgment day. And it's not just Donald Trump who's being judged on earth. We are all being judged on earth. And even when prophets or prophetesses like myself come out with this message and we put it out there on the World Wide Web, people are not going to believe us. And that's not my problem. That's not our problem. All we can do is put the message out there. That's coming from God. That's coming from Holy Spirit. That's coming from the higher realms. It's up to people whether they want to believe it or not, whether they want to take it or not. People have their own twisted ideas of Judgment Day through mainstream religion because they've been misguided and they've been religiously programmed. So let me assure you that it's not just Donald Trump who's being judged on earth. All of us who are here on earth at this time, in the end times, or judgment times, or judgment day time, or Qiyamah or Qayamat for Muslims, we are all being judged here on earth. Keep that in mind. I am making you aware of that now. I've already been saying that we are in judgment times. We are going through judgment day times. Because I received that message from actually it was Archangel Raphael, who is Farishta Israfil for Muslims. And I've heard other 144,000 coming out with the same message. And you know what? I want to ask these people who want to judge Donald Trump so harshly all the time. When was the last time they judged themselves? Huh? When was the last time you judged yourselves? and looked at yourself and your own character and your own character flaws? You think you're perfect? Ask God to show you how perfect you are. Because God is keeping all the Akashic records. God even has a record of our thoughts, of what we think. Because that's what I was shown. God even knows our thoughts. God even keeps records of our thoughts even. So, all these people who are judging Donald Trump so harshly, they should ask God for their own judgment. They should look at themselves first. And I'm not condoning anything that Donald Trump does or say, or his character flaws. As I said in my previous video, he's human. He's not perfect. Humans are not perfect. And, just as a general rule, before you judge someone else, whether that's Donald Trump or anyone else, before you point your finger at another, first, point that finger toward yourself. First, look into your own self. Look into your own character flaws. Judge yourself first. Or, well, at some point, God will show you your own shortcomings and your own character flaws. Or you can ask God to show you your own shortcomings and your own character flaws in a dream or something, and God will show you. God has a record of everything. What do you think Akashic records are? Or Akashic records, however that word record is pronounced correctly in that context. And he also said that Donald Trump will be judged on earth for his hate and lies. Now, from the comment, it sounds like that the person who is commenting has hate in his heart for Donald Trump. So how are you any better? How are you any better than Donald Trump? Because if you did not have a problem with Donald Trump, or if you did not have hate in your heart for Donald Trump yourself, you wouldn't even be making this comment. As I said, I'm not condoning Donald Trump's behavior. As I said, he's not perfect. No one is. And don't worry. It's not just Donald Trump who's being judged on earth right now. It's all of us. All of us are being judged on earth right now, going through Judgment Day. Okay? Like, newsflash, surprise. Like, what do you think coronavirus and COVID-19 was? And why do you think that happened in these times? That was and is part of our judgment. That is part of people's judgment. But there's so many conspiracy theories going around. It's like people who do not have any idea of the deeper truth and the bigger picture of what's going on in these times. They will just fall for any conspiracy theory. You know, I'm tired of all the ignorance and all the sleeping beauties, as I call humans affectionately, but I'm just gonna end this video with this. Before you point a finger at another, point the same finger at yourself. And before you judge another, judge yourself. Because you are not the judge and the jury and the executioner of anyone else other than yourself. And leave the rest to God, Holy Spirit, the universe, and the higher powers. Okay?